cruising during a hurricane. Today is a sea day, and I have some footage from my balcony, but I couldn't film out there because it was so humid and muggy that it kept making my phone super foggy. But yesterday was Cozumel, which is really sad because we were pretty much the last group to disembark from Cozumel, and as of today, they basically shut down to prepare for Hurricane Beryl. So I'm cruising on an itinerary that is exactly in Hurricane Beryl's path. So our first port of call was Jamaica, which unfortunately was hit pretty hard by the hurricane. Our second port of call was Grand Cayman, which is under the gun. And then yesterday was Cozumel, which also is in the direct path. So today is a sea day, tomorrow is Ocean Cay, but good news from what I understand, the Bahamas are pretty much in the clear. So I think we're out of it. Interestingly enough, the entire cruise, we haven't had a single bit of communication or update from the cruise line or the captain about the hurricane. So if I didn't have Wi-Fi, I probably wouldn't have been as abreast of what's happening. And I guess I don't really expect them to make any announcements or anything because of the fact that we haven't had any itinerary changes, we haven't had any rough seas at all. But it would have been nice to have some assurance of, obviously everyone's aware of this major hurricane. We are keeping everyone safe. We have great equipment to track the storm. We can navigate around the storm. We're ahead of the storm. Whatever, just a little bit of assurance would be nice. Because there were a couple of days, when you're hearing the news about how bad it is and you're in directly the line of the storm, it's a little nerve-wracking. So getting those assurances, I think, would have been nice, but I understand why they didn't. So I guess my bit of advice is, I've cruised a lot. This is my first ever cruise during a major storm, and this is a whopper. But I still don't like the advice of don't cruise during hurricane season, because hurricane season is basically half the year. And so if you avoid cruising from June to November, you're missing out on some prime cruising time. Now having cruised during not just the storm, but a major historic hurricane, we've had zero effects at all. Now, of course, I know we're lucky. We ended up being ahead of it. We didn't have any changed itinerary. We didn't have any rough seas. I know that's not always the case, but know that there's no cruise ship captain that's going to take a cruise ship directly through or even really kind of adjacent to a storm. So they're really well trained to keep cruisers safe. They have great equipment. So I would say don't be hesitant to book a cruise during hurricane season. Prayers to all who are affected, especially in those island countries where we were so fortunate to just visit. Everyone there is just so lovely. Hope the storm just continues to weaken. So quick final update on my last day of sailing during a major storm, in this case, Hurricane Beryl. As you can see, the weather is perfection. We're here today at MSC's private island, which is called Ocean Cay, and it's absolutely stunning. It was a little windy last night, so I was a little concerned about our ability to dock here. Even though this is not a tender port, MSC tends to cancel this port if it is really windy because they want to protect the reefs here. So I had a very anticlimactic cruise. I'm sure you all are disappointed. You probably expected some rougher waters, but I, for one, am very thankful I had an uneventful cruise. I actually had a wonderful cruise. It was a little nerve-wracking at times, but overall, not a problem at all. I'm lucky to be on the front end. If you take a cruise during hurricane season, hopefully you're on the front end ahead of a hurricane and not behind it or even around it.